What time is it? Time of our lives.
Okay.
I'm off the clock. The pressure's out. You know my girls, what it's all about. Those are the lyrics.
I know. Welcome to a brand new season of the Sister Act. We are coming to you not live, but from Portland, Oregon.
Oregon.
For those of you who are confused, but I'm an Oregon. But yeah, it sounds pretty like if you say it quickly, it's Oregon. Anyway, it's a different setup. I understand because we won't get into the boring details, but the sun is about to set very, very soon. So just don't mind the light change because it's around 9 p.m. here and it's pretty bright out
It's
here.
8, Bea.
Okay, is it
It's 8:30.
okay, it's 8:30, but the sun sets here at around 9 during the summer. And then I heard in the winter the sun sets at 4 p.m. Why are you laughing? You silly. Oh my gosh.
I'm
She's
struggling.
holding in a sneeze. That's not healthy.
I'm not holding it in.
Ayaw lang niya
Yeah.
lumabas.
And like I feel like my eye is twitching, like you know what I mean. Anyway.
I take it
We
back.
keep changing
I
your
put-
virtual couch
Girl,
here.
you
I
need
can't
girl, you need to be ready to record
anywhere.
anywhere.
You know, yes, I am.
Yeah.
I have adapted, have I not? And just stating a fact.
Na
that
disorient ka ulit.
Disoriented.
Puro naman disorient. Puro na lang disorient. Puro na lang.
This is rough. Okay, so this is gonna be very interesting for us. I don't know if this is gonna be emotional because we're gonna talk about our now long distance relationship.
We have a couple of long distance relationships. Not romantic.
None, not
Dear
romantic.
God.
Yes. Should we talk about that?
No, I
I'm
mean, I
just
think we
joking.
shared that we were in LDRs when we were in high
You.
school.
Oh yes,
It's-
yes.
You were
yes.
in a long distance relationship.
Long distance relationships are not new to me.
Yes.
Yes.
Not new to our souls.
Yeah.
So Elijah and Isa left for the States in 2022. Different places though.
Yeah.
And so that's why that was the year we did our first Thanksgiving in the States. And it was a big deal for our parents because dad's dream was always to bring all of us to the States. And it's not, hindi siya mura. Like,
Yeah.
it's very
I mean,
expensive.
we're a big family.
We're a big
so
family. We're 7. Then obviously we're married. I'm married. Isa's married. There's grandchildren now. All the grandchildren were present already.
Yes.
So mahal siya. And so that never happened again.
Yeah.
It was a one and done.
Yes.
We had that big bonanza in 2022, and then now we've been going kind of in different
In batches. Yeah. Which we've always done.
we do because Isa and Elijah live here. And then all of a sudden,
We have this
we have this
Yeah.
3 out of the 5 now reside
in the US.
in the US.
Yeah. So it's very weird. It's honestly it's been such a weird year because everything is new. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me, I do. I was thinking about when Isa left a lot when I was here recently. And I remember how sad we were. And I think we're all very close. But there was something about the two leaving, and they didn't technically get close here because they were in different states. Like
Right.
one was in Chicago and one was in New York. But we were all in Manila. Like
Yeah.
you, me, and Ella were left in Manila, and of course Nico, my husband, and we just became the Manila unit.
Yeah.
Very, very close knit.
Yeah. We had an ecosystem.
We had an ecosystem to the point that you lived in a different building, and then obviously, we moved condo, but
I lived with you.
you lived with me. Super. That's how the dance series was born.
Yeah.
All that. Sobrang close natin. And I remember when Isa left, we were all sobbing.
Yeah.
That morning when they left for the airport, Nico and I cried ourselves to sleep.
Yeah. I think because I mean our first niece,
Our
and
niece
our
and
nephew left.
Yeah, hindi pa ako.
So you were
No. I already had Tyler.
yeah, Tyler
nun.
was born, but still like that they were the
thought
first.
of the cousins being so far apart.
Yeah.
And that's what I kept thinking about when we were here, because I think about how I felt when Isa left, and then it felt very odd to be the one so far from you and to be the one that quote unquote left you guys.
Yeah. Honestly, it's been weird for us because we didn't know.
Yeah.
We didn't know anything. We didn't know what was happening. We didn't know when you were coming back, if you were coming back. We didn't know anything. And so I just felt like I was in this limbo. Elle and I thought we were just like, okay, what does our new routine look like now? And we saw each other almost
Every
every single
single day.
day. And
Not just at home, but at work.
yeah, for years, basically.
Yeah.
Basically, from 2022 to 2025, we were just
Together.
together.
Yeah.
Together,
And
always.
always, forever.
Yes.
And we have our own friends outside.
Yes, yes.
This
We have social lives naman
yeah,
outside our
we
family.
do have a lot of friends, but it got to a point where I don't know if it's age also, but naging barkada na natin yung isa't isa.
Yeah.
We're all, I mean, I'm in my 30s, you entered your 30s, but we hit that sweet spot in the late 20s where we all are on the same wavelength. It's not like, oh, someone's in high school, someone's in college, and somebody's working.
Right, yeah.
Diba? Lahat na tayo working.
We're all adults na. Talaga.
All working girls, and it's such a beautiful season to be in with your siblings.
Yeah.
All of us, we're all adults now, and we can all discuss things we can all discuss things.
Level-headed.
That's
don't know
why I
about that.
stopped
Yeah.
about level-headed. But no, I mean, it's a different perspective.
Yeah.
And doing a long distance relationship with your sibling is not something that you ever imagine that you'll have to do.
Yeah.
Which is weird because when we were kids, our cousins were all over the world.
Yeah.
So it's so weird because our dad's brother, Tito Joe, who's the dad of Topper, Fabricas, give Topper a shout out because
Yes.
I want to guest Topper eventually on this podcast. But we're very close to them,
Yeah.
but they lived in different places.
Yeah.
And Dad, I didn't even realize that, oh, Dad must have been missing his brother.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? It was just, oh yeah, they just, they don't live in the same country.
Yeah.
It was so as a matter of fact. And Tita Gigi also at one point, our dad's sister lived in another place as well. And I never thought as a kid
That would be us.
that would be us.
That's so true.
Like I just assumed
That's so true.
we
would
would
just
be
be
in
neighbors.
the same. Yes.
Yeah.
I just assumed that we would get married, have kids, and we would all build houses next to each other.
Yeah.
And that still could happen at one point in our lives. Like we could all be in our 50s and I don't know, live in one place in
Yeah.
wherever we choose to live.
Have a barangay.
O kung dito ba or sa
Yeah.
Manila. But right now, living this out, having 3 out of 5 not in the Philippines is very weird.
It's very weird. And it was so weird to plan things when it was just mom, dad, me, and Ella.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, dinner. And it's like,
Apat lang kayo.
what do you mean? Like, why is there this big announcement? There's literally just 4 of us now. When before we would have to announce because there was you, and then there was Isa and the kids, and then there was Elijah, and it's just all I can say is it's weird.
Yeah, I think we should take a shot every time we said the word
Weird.
weird. But you have to recalibrate your system because somebody that you're used to being, it's not even just the presence.
I think it's just like a part of you.
Yeah, it's the comfort.
Yeah.
And I think we are all connected as siblings.
Yeah.
We are all like our souls. We're all somehow
We're interconnected somehow.
We
yeah.
are.
I'm gonna make a big statement, and I really feel like this whole thing is gonna bring me back to therapy. Like I haven't seen a therapist in a while. I mean, I've seen counselors and I've talked to people, but I think that I actually have to see one at this point.
I think the first time I'm going to start seeing
Yeah.
a therapist is because of something of this
Like this
magnitude.
This isn't gonna be enough.
No.
You and me?
No.
No.
Not
Talking
enough.
it out
No.
to
Hashing
each
it
other?
out. It's
No.
not enough.
It's not.
You need to process and you need to grieve
Yeah.
and you need to address the abandonment.
Okay.
That's a heavy word, but I'm gonna bring it
There
up
is a feeling of abandonment,
Right?
for sure. Yes.
because when Isa left, I felt like she abandoned me. I instantly remembered everything I would say to her.
Mm-hmm.
because that's exactly how I felt like you guys were feeling. But I told Isa, I called her and I said, I want to say sorry about all the jokes that I said to you about you left me. And you know how you say that so casually? Kasi iniwan mo ako eh.
Yeah,
Or
but
kasi,
jokes are half meant.
jokes?
Jokes.
The jokes are half meant.
Yeah.
No, because
You're like being passive aggressive about it
you're being passive
in some
because you don't know
in a
how
way.
else to deal.
Yeah.
And Isa would just brush it off or shrug it off. And I realized, I said, Isa, I don't think that was helpful to you.
No, it
Somebody who
wasn't.
was out alone in this new place with your two children, and your sisters and your brother are just like,
Talking about themselves.
yeah, talking about themselves.
Yeah.
And that was something we had to navigate because you were distraught. I was distraught, but I'm here trying to process a new environment.
Yeah.
And then you are trying to process the same environment without me.
Right.
And I did feel like I abandoned you guys. It's like this false it's a false burden because technically, even if we are interconnected,
We are separate
we are
entities.
separate.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
I function as a unit with my husband and my child.
You know, this is so funny because Vince, who is Isa's husband, was talking to me about it, briefly when they were here, and he was just saying, I think it's good for you guys.
Mm.
Just it's not that you're not going to be close anymore. You're actually going to be closer in different ways because he is also in a long distance relationship with his sister and his parents. And so he said, when we all became long distance with each other, we got closer in ways we've never been before. And I think that's going to happen for you guys. And then you also grow individually where you're supposed to be.
And that's a separate topic altogether
Yeah.
because you can argue that you and me having a working relationship and being so close, there are areas of your life where I can hinder you from growth
Right. Yes.
because I hover or I basically have the tendency to care so much that sometimes when you care too much,
Yeah.
anything
I think you
too
paralyze
much
a person.
too much of anything is bad. And I
Yeah.
feel like especially because we're in the same industry, it became maybe a crutch for you. Not necessarily that you
Yeah.
weren't thinking on your own, but you had that sense of,
I had a
well,
security
you
blanket.
did.
Yeah.
And I also knew that, but I also didn't mind
Yeah.
because I was like, well, this is how we roll and this is our thing.
Yeah.
And without thinking of you, like for me, when I started out in the industry, I had to carve my own path. I
Yeah.
had to find my own way. And that is something that you need to do
Now.
now,
Yeah.
which, no, not to say that you weren't already doing it, but
It's different though.
how do you feel? I want to hear your thoughts on that.
I think I think having to do it alone now. It's not that obviously I'm not alone because we still have this, and but I guess like going to events together, or yeah, just processing work together, like
At the end of
bouncing
the
off
day,
ideas.
creativity.
Yeah, having to do it on my own has stretched me in ways that I didn't know I could be stretched.
Yeah,
And honestly, I think it surprised me.
good.
I think I was surprised that I could actually do it without just falling back on somebody or just thinking like, "Oh, it's fine. I'm not going to post anything and then I'll just post this with Bea and we're good na." You know what I mean? Like it pushes me to want more for myself. It's not that I'm not ambitious. It's just more of like you just always fall back to comfort, right?
Yeah.
And so now I
And
really have to
the
step up.
comfort works.
It works. Yeah.
Right? I mean, there is this amazing chemistry and teamwork that we have, and it's okay. I think it's okay to say that,
Yeah.
diba? Because it has led to
Yeah.
amazing partnerships and work collaborations outside
Yeah.
this podcast and the dance series. And yeah, for me, can I just say, I was never worried about you.
Oh, really?
No, not at all. I wasn't even worried about that. I wasn't worried about the work aspect of it. Zero. Like, I remember thinking about it and, a lot of our FaceTime conversations. And I'm just like, I mean, I didn't want to brush you off as, well, you're not worried. What are you worried about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
I also deep down inside was like, yeah, she'll find her way. She'll sort herself. What I think, really sad about was just, I guess, being your older sister, and that
Yeah.
just, I don't know, just, and then now I'm gonna cry. I guess just having you guys over.
Yeah. It's again a shot for me. It's really been
I guess after like a long day,
yeah.
and just like having you guys not have to think about like a meal,
Yeah.
something as basic as that. Like that's how I've always shown care,
Yeah.
just making sure you guys are comfortable and like what do you need?
Yeah.
How can I
Honestly,
make your life more convenient? I think that has always been kind of like my thing because I knew that you and Ella, are trying to figure out your lives as young ambitious professionals, and I am a little bit I'm a couple of years ahead of you guys. Like I have a husband, I have a kid, and I my system was running,
yeah.
basically. My system was running. All systems were okay. Everything was functioning perfectly. Not, I mean, obviously not perfectly, but it was a good system.
Yeah.
And to have that system readily available to you guys, even my home, my apartment, that is, I think, what hurt me the most. That, oh, they don't have that place to run to, which
Yeah.
obviously it's not a place, it's us
Yeah.
and the friendship. So I think that for me was like where the guilt and abandonment was coming from. Na parang, gosh, like not like hindi niyo naman kayang wala ako, but obviously I know you guys love me and I love you. So it's, and then that's one thing to have to think about you guys, but also like my friends, diba? Like my close friends. So there's like so much to process because I was in fact leaving people behind. I think
Yeah.
it's a different experience for the ones leaving and
Yeah.
the ones being left behind.
Yeah.
And I think both are hard. It's not like one is harder than the other.
I think, well, definitely one is not harder than the other. And I think they're hard in different ways. Like the one leaving is having to adapt to a different environment, right? And then the one staying is having to now find a routine without that person. Equally are are difficult,
Painful.
are painful, but I do think that having to adapt to a different environment is so tough because I'm living my life continuously, and you are having to learn all of these new things that I don't have to learn. And I guess in a way maybe it's not as equally hard. Maybe I take back that statement and I would say that it's definitely more difficult for you. You're having new experiences that you're obviously wanting to share with your siblings, with your parents, and you don't get to have that. And we get to carry on. Obviously it's different, but we still get to carry on.
I kept thinking that why can't we all just be in the same place?
I know.
Why? Like why is it so hard, Lord? Why this is like a question that I have that will never be answered siguro, but deep down I know that again we're separate entities and we need to forge our own paths.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm in the States, but my sister, who is also in the States, is 6 hours away. Like
Yes.
we are literally on different coasts. Mas
Yeah.
mabilis pa yung Manila to Japan kaysa sa Oregon to NYC.
Yes.
And I kept thinking to myself, why? But also deep down, there's a piece that I know that we're gonna make it work,
Yeah.
right? We're gonna have each other no matter what, and it's gonna look like this. And I think the video of Tyler running to you, I think the video of Tyler and you in the airport and everybody commenting and crying is not because, one, it was a tender moment, but they could relate.
Yeah.
There is a sister, a cousin, a
Yeah.
brother, an aunt, an
Just
uncle, a
families.
mother, a
Yeah.
father, grandparents. Just that is not the struggle, but the story of a Filipino, right?
Yeah.
You always have family in
Abroad.
this abroad,
Yeah.
diba? And never kong naisip na
Yeah.
ako yung magiging family
Yeah.
abroad. When I tell you guys, my best friends have always wanted to study in different places. They've always wanted to apply for different masters, ganto. I didn't have that privilege of studying anywhere else because I was part of the varsity of UP and I was tied to I had to play, I had to train. Like there's no you can't go anywhere or else I'll lose my scholarship. And so that option wasn't there. And then right after I graduated, I just started working and I have been in the same grind since.
Yeah.
And I never had the desire to, I think I can say I'm blessed that I've never had the desire to look elsewhere because I was really where God planted me.
Yeah.
I really was where I was supposed to be. And I watered that garden like crazy. And took out the weeds and I just worked
Yeah.
in that garden. And I never had the desire to
Be elsewhere.
be elsewhere. Same for my husband. He's never had the desire to be elsewhere outside of the Philippines. And I can say that sobrang blessed ako to be able to say that na has provided everything and more
Yeah.
in my work. And of course you work hard, right? And of course you make do with what's given to you, diba? And I think Nico and I have been able to strengthen each other in that way, coming from the same industry, understanding how we work, him pivoting to corporate, and wala, we were able to build step by step. But I will say this, and obviously the move and the whys are for a different episode, but I will say this. When I look back at my life, every time I jumped, I've grown.
Yeah.
Every time I jumped, I
Well,
grew.
this is going to be exponential growth. That's for sure.
This is a big jump.
Yes.
And I didn't want to jump,
Yeah.
and I wasn't looking to jump.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's what's wild. This was so from left field. This
Yeah.
was not in the
A
cards.
curveball.
Super mega
Yeah.
curveball naman.
I think for me it's just like dealing with the uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, we didn't know anything. We didn't have answers to anything for so long. And I also had thoughts about like, oh yeah, like what about work? Now that we started this, like what is it
And my
gonna
work.
Yeah. What is it gonna look like? We wanted to do more work together, not just in the podcast. We wanted to work together like for our socials and everything. And I was just like, okay, so what
Paano na
now?
to?
Yeah, so what now? And then obviously our schedules were so intertwined. And then I was just like, so now I just have to think about me and Ella.
Aray ko po. Wait lang.
Masakit,
Nagkakaano na
yeah.
ako.
Yeah, so now Ella and I have nights where we're looking at each other and we're like, so
Ito na yun.
what are we doing tonight?
Yeah.
And I'm like, nothing. She's like, where are we going? I'm like, nowhere. Because there's nowhere to go now. Because the nights we didn't want to do anything, we would just go to your house.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, we have friends and we do see them. It's just, again, our we had an ecosystem. That's
Mhm.
what we called it. And
Yeah. It's gone now.
it's definitely gone now.
Yeah.
I think it's also hard because all our siblings are in different places in the US too.
Yun
So having to think about, because I go to the US every year. I've just been going here since basically 2017
Mm-hmm. For different reasons.
for different reasons, but I still have been going here every year.
You love it out here.
Yes, I love America and America loves me back.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, okay, where do I go?
Yeah. Saan muna ako? Kay Elijah ba ako? Kay Isa ba
Yeah.
ako? Kay Bea ba?
I haven't even taken a trip to Nashville.
I've never been. Yeah.
Nashville is really pretty.
That's where Elijah is.
Yes.
Yeah. This long distance relationship with siblings
It's
is
so
a very
complex.
complex dynamic. But you, again, realize that so many people back home are doing it.
Yeah.
And it is one of those things where it is what it is.
Yeah. I want to talk about what I said.
Ganun eh.
Yeah.
Ganun.
What I said about going back to therapy earlier. My body is sad.
Mm-hmm.
Like it knows my body is grieving, basically. I haven't been I actually haven't been okay
Yeah.
since everything, and I'm surprised with myself because usually when I'm not okay, I have a hard time functioning.
Yeah.
And I have been having a hard time functioning. Like
Yet you are doing it.
yes, I'm doing it. I'm going to the events, I'm doing the work and everything. I feel like I'm moving in slow motion
Mm.
because I'm grieving,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
For me, when Isa left, I had to just make peace with it.
I've the thing is I've made peace with it. I'm not at peace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm
It
not
makes sense in your head. You're like, okay, yeah, Lord,
I'm not in question
fine.
that
Yeah.
God sent you here.
Okay.
It's not in question. It's just more of like
Masakit.
masakit, yun lang. Accept ko naman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Isa though, hindi, same naman with Isa. Natanggap ko naman, but it was more of in my head realizing that okay, our relationship now needs work. I need to spend money to see her
Yeah.
so the kids will be close.
Yeah.
That is number for me that's a big priority that my kids and her kids are going to be the best of friends. You know, cousins are also
It's an investment.
a blessing from
Yeah.
the Lord. And for me, I'm going to make that same investment with you guys. And
Yeah.
it's funny because a lot of people, when they found out that we moved, everyone is like, Miss Bea, I'm not gonna get to see you anymore. And I'm like, guys, uuwi naman ako.
Yes.
Diba? Parang kalma. Like,
Yeah.
dun ako, I guess na ano ako sa, it is the gravity of it, I get it, but also how people were like, paano na kita makikita? And
Again, there are some families that leave and it takes a while for them to
yeah,
come back,
yeah.
right? You know what I mean?
This is not gonna be that way. I think I'm
Yeah.
going to be back often.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna make sure.
Make sure.
that
And if not,
happens.
ikaw yung lilipad dito. Ililipad kita
Okay.
dito.
Yes. Yes.
But again, see, that's the thing. This is so complex because you are blessed with a work where you can take weeks off. Wala kang ifa-file na leave.
yeah.
May mamimiss kang events,
Yeah.
but you don't have to file anything.
Yeah.
Imagine Ella is a different story.
Yeah.
Ella has a boss, Ella has work to go to, and that's the reality that a lot of people face. Even my husband. My husband is not going to be able to fly home as frequent as me because he has a boss, and he has to file leaves. And that was always an issue when we would, not an issue, but that was always something we had to consider when we would take long vacations because I would want to be gone for 2 months at a time, and he couldn't do that. And that is another thing. 1 month in sibling time is
It's
5 minutes.
nothing. Yeah.
1 month in sibling time, like Isa was here for 2 weeks, it felt like 2 minutes.
My dream last night, actually, aside from the other thing I told you,
I forgot.
never mind,
Okay.
was
Oh yeah, I remember now.
the end
Yikes.
was the trip was over.
Yeah.
And I was like, it just started though.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I was like telling myself, like, oh, it's done now. I'm going home now. And I was like, what do you mean? It just started.
When
Yeah.
Isa got here, I got sad. And I had to snap myself out of it. And I said, I'm not going to be sad because I know the goodbye is going to be hard.
Yeah.
I'm going to be present and I'm going to enjoy every single day, even if it was
I'm
so
so
fast.
proud of you for that.
Yeah, I was. I was kind of sitting in my sadness and then I went for a run. And movement is really my medicine. Movement really heals because I went for my run and after I said, okay, we're going to have a great time. I don't care what it's going to look like. And I think that's why when you arrived, I was already in like this more joyful disposition.
Yeah.
When Ella arrives, I think that's like the final wave, and I think maybe I'll have a little bit of
Yeah.
I'll have difficulty because I also, my relationship with you is different, and my relationship with Ella is different. Like Ella's my baby, she's our baby sister.
Yes, she really is
So,
our baby.
She's our baby talaga. So when she gets here, it's like, she's so pusong mamon pa, so we're just gonna be sobbing our eyes out.
Yeah. But I'm proud of you because you're not a present person.
Thanks, ha.
You've said
No,
this.
I have. Girl,
You have admitted this.
Girl, life out here has really given me a lot to think about. And this is going long, but I will say, I'm going to say this. I am proud of myself because I am it's hard, but I'm not in shambles. I thought I was going to be in shambles.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be crawling out of bed, and I'm like, paano ko to gagawin? I don't know. And it's not me. I think it's the Lord's supernatural strength that's like with me every day.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, like I miss you guys so much. I'm sad, but it could be so much worse.
Yeah.
I'm functioning. I think
Yeah.
that, but I've always been kasi a high functioning anxious person. I've always been a high functioning anxious person.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's good to know that something as earth-shattering as
Yeah.
this, kaya ko pa rin magising, kaya ko pa rin mag-workout, kaya ko pa rin go, 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 sabi nga
Yeah.
ni Rufa May.
Yes. Okay, another aspect to this, which isn't earth shattering or sad, is that there's also a part of me that's like, wow, dami kong time. Dami kong pwedeng gawin. Because, like, you know how our schedules just
Yeah,
rotate
and we're
around
just
each other?
chilling.
And then instead of doing something, I'm like, no, I'm just gonna stay with Bea. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna be with Tyler. And that's fine.
Well, that's fine because goose is goose.
Yeah, I understand. But then now, ang dami kong time. And so there's a part of me that feels, I hope you don't get hurt by
I'm
this.
not hurt.
Okay.
Relieved?
No, like liberated.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
Or it's
girl.
like, wow, like this is my schedule.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not offended by that at all. And
Yeah.
I think that is the nature of being the older sister and being the younger sibling. Because for some reason when Isa and I are together as well,
Yeah.
it's different.
The dynamic.
Iba yung dynamic.
Yes.
Iba talaga yung dynamic. That's why birth order, naniniwala ako dyan eh. Like, we're all the way we are because of
Absolutely.
How, yeah. Hindi kasi may mga ibang tao hindi naniniwala dun eh. And then I'm just like, okay, bahala
Well,
kayo. But ako, I believe in
Science
it.
is science.
Yeah, I believe in it. And
Science is
yeah,
science.
science. Wow, that's a deep girl. Science
Is
is science. But
The
I don't know. I'm
theories
trying.
are true.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think a part of what you're sad about is being away from the babies, the
Absolutely.
kids. Like you can't see your nephews and your niece at any point in time, and it sucks. It
Yeah.
literally sucks. And I mean, I guess it goes back to the why. Like, why can't we all just be in one big house and together?
We can't.
We can't because
I'm not gonna be in one
we're
big
not-
house.
exactly. Like, you know,
Yeah.
and I guess what it is when we are together, you make those moments count. You make
Yeah.
memories that will last a lifetime, and then you plan a trip, and then you gotta do it again.
You know, maybe this is why the Lord made us so
I th-
what's it called? What's the term that mom isn't? Sentimental.
I'm super sentimental.
We're so sentimental as a family, aside from mom.
Well, that woman has not kept anything from our childhood.
Yeah.
She has thrown everything away.
Yeah, she
You know those
throws
moms that are like,
memorabilias.
they keep the clothes,
Yeah.
the ganyan, they have scrapbook. Si mom, wala.
Yeah, because if she has no use for it, then why is it here?
It's just accumulating dust. Itapon mo na yan.
Yes.
Ganon.
There's a reason naman for it.
Gets naman, marami siyang anak. But anyway,
Yes.
it's tough. And I think we're going to discover things as we go because this is very fresh.
Yes, this is
This is
very
so
fresh.
new.
Yeah.
And I want to say I'm proud of you. And I'm proud of Ella.
I'm proud of you too, girl.
I know. I know.
You're different out here.
What do you mean?
You're present, which you weren't present in Manila.
I wasn't.
And you knew that.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I'm just repeating what you're saying.
Yes.
I knew it.
Yes.
I am very proud of myself for being so present, but I think that's kind of what this new chapter is all about.
Yeah.
I think the Lord is teaching me a lot of things, and it's a gift. It's a gift. I see this season as a gift. I see it as something I didn't ask for, but He's given me anyway.
Yeah.
And I am not gonna waste it. It's the peace of the Lord that transcends all understanding, and I am with my son every single day.
Yeah.
So we will talk about that in another episode because that is another thing to unpack. But yeah, I'm happy you're here. Hindi naman ako nagbibilang like, sa calendar. Arrival mo. One more day.
One more day.
One day more. Hindi naman sa ganun. Obviously, I was excited for your arrival. I think the trick with long distance relationships is to not hold back
Yeah.
because you have to feel it.
Yeah.
It hurts. But wala eh. Kailangan mong you just cry it out. Take deep breaths.
I don't know. I'm an expert at long distance
Girl, it
relationships at this
sucks.
point.
But I want to say to all our listeners that are going through this, I know a lot of people can relate.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we make the most of our time together. We'll make memories that will last a lifetime. And does it suck that we can't spend every waking moment next to each other? Yeah, sure. Is that a healthy sister relationship? I don't know. I think that is. I think that's a normal sister relationship.
I don't think it
Any of
is.
those all of those airport videos of like sisters moving states, sisters moving countries, I'll cry to every single one.
Yeah.
Ang sakit kaya.
It's
It's
really
so hard.
it's yeah. It's crazy.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Because as we said, our souls are interconnected.
Yeah.
We're basically the same person, but not. Right?
Yeah.
It's true.
It's true. It's true. Honestly, when people say it's like, oh my gosh, you're like Bea or you're like Isa, I'm like, well, yeah, I'm practically the same
Yeah,
person
exactly.
in a different variant.
Yung
So
low-key,
when you've met me,
Oo.
you've met us all.
yung low-key,
Yeah.
kami yun. Ganun yun, di ba?
Yeah.
Iba-iba ang version lang. So, stay tuned for where this LDR will take us.
Yeah.
But, susulitin namin yung time namin dito together. Lahat
Yeah.
ng, everyday kami mag-record ng podcast dito, tapos i-roll out lang namin. But, dapat,
How exciting for
dapat,
me.
oo, magtatrabaho tayo dito. Ito yung trabaho ko dito, na walang bayad. So, I think the trick here is, kahit virtual, pakinggan mo nyo pa rin yung podcast na
Yeah.
to. Kahit virtual.
Please.
Okay?
Yeah.
Oh,
We're gonna figure out our
Oh,
setup.
siya.
Don't say that.
I love saying that.
I know.
Oh, siya. Tulog na tayo. Gabi na.
Gabi na. Bye, guys.
It was a good app.